Before I begin, I would actually like to personally acknowledge the faculty, staff, and any alumni graduates of Lee College, the Dean of Lee College at the Huntsville Center, Ms. Donna Zuniga, my former culinary arts instructors, Ms. Langford and Mr. Hunsicker, whom I know personally as Miss L and Mr. H, along with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and also the wardens and representatives from various units across the state for today's 2017 TDCJ Lee College Culinary Herb Gardens Awards Luncheon. Most importantly, however, I want to recognize two very important people who are here today who have actually been my rock and my heroes throughout my life's journey, and that's my dad and mom, Noel and Elizabeth Norwood. I want to thank you all for being here, and Ms. Zuniga, I want to personally thank you again for inviting me to represent Lee College and to speak and share my story today, for I am truly honored and deeply humbled to be here. My name is Noel Baird Norwood III. My background includes serving in the military, running the family business, as well as working in the mortgage and financial industries. What's interesting to me about my background is that with each and everything I've ever done and learned along the way, it's all served as little building blocks in helping to prepare me for my future. When I served in the U.S. Navy, it was about discipline and honor and love of this great country. Running the family business equipped me with what I consider invaluable business skills and a clear understanding of sales and marketing. I waited tables to help make ends meet and pay the bills. I even had a short stint in the car sales where I was successful and even set a dealership record for the most sales in a month, and that was my first month in the business. But I quickly learned that I didn't really like the car business because I didn't like the way that they treated people in that industry. So I actually moved on from there into the mortgage business, where I really fine-tuned my math and number skills, which actually serves me very well even today in my current career. As a financial representative, I help people prepare for their future while learning the value of recruiting, training, and building a strong team around me, which ironically is an invaluable skill set for me even today within the kitchen environment. All of those things that I've actually learned throughout the years, I still use to this very day. But it was in prison when I had nothing but time to reflect on what's truly important in life, such as patience, humility, tolerance, and finding my inner peace. Prison taught me the value and the importance of relationships, such as the company you keep and who you associate with, which can be life-changing for the good and the bad. I still remember it all so vividly as if it were yesterday when I heard those bars slam closed behind me. It was the first time in my life that I was all alone, away from everyone and everything I've ever loved and enjoyed. It was in that moment that I couldn't help but wonder, what on earth can I possibly do with my life now that I'm a convicted felon once I get out of here? You see, from the moment I entered the prison system, I never once focused on what happened as to how I got there, because I knew worrying about my situation was not going to make my time any easier. I was focused on what I was going to do next. I held on to the words that my dad gave me from the very beginning of my sentence when he said, "Don't just serve your time, let your time serve you." And when he said that, I realized that education would have to be at the very center, the central key to my success in the way of setting me up for the future and on the right path once I get out and return to what inmates would actually like to call the free world. But I knew from experience that it was far from being free. I was determined to look at the light at the end of the tunnel not as an oncoming train, but as hope that I would gain the knowledge I needed while in the system to be a success on the outside. The Lee College Culinary Arts program gave me that hope. Since virtually all of the employment positions I have ever held previously would no longer be an option for me as a convicted felon, I would need to study a degree plan that could lead to a career within a felony-friendly industry. Lee College gave me that hope that I was searching for because I could learn, study, and prepare for a career doing something that I love, which is cooking. Not to mention the fact that the best part of the curriculum is I was able to eat what I cooked. And trust me, I've never missed a meal. Over the course of 2 years, Miss L and Mr. H, they taught me not just how to cook great food, but how to prepare great food safely. Food safety and kitchen safety are the keys to success for any kitchen. They taught me kitchen tool and utensil fundamentals, knife skills, food costing, plate presentation, cooking techniques, cooking styles, domestic and international cuisines, speed and skill tests, and even top chef competitions. They even focused on real-world settings on how a kitchen is run in what is known as kitchen brigade. Most importantly, though, they demonstrated team building and why working as a team is so important for any kitchen or restaurant to be able to run like a well-oiled machine. Without their passion and certainly their patience with me, I wouldn't be able to enjoy the success I'm having today. So Ms. L and Mr. H, I thank you both for everything you taught me. And I'll tell you this, if I ever have a chance to do so, I welcome the opportunity to cook for y'all sometime and show you how far I've come. So how am I doing now on the outside? About a week after my release, I quickly landed on my feet and went to work for the Twisted Root Burger Company that is known as the best gourmet hamburger place in all of Dallas. And it is also featured in Texas Monthly Magazine as one of the top 50 best hamburgers in Texas. It had been years since I had a good hamburger. So when I went there to try one, I just so happened to be in the right place at the right time because they needed a cook. As I was literally hired on the spot, I was presented with a generous offer that even included a full benefits package. I'd only been out a week. I especially loved the employee meal program where I was able to save a lot of money since I could eat at work. Within a month of being there, I earned the position of head grill master. After about 6 months, I then transitioned over to the Cheesecake Factory as a sauté line cook, which became my primary job, and I utilized Twisted Root to help supplement my income. Having both jobs really improved my speed and sharpened my agility and multitasking abilities. Having both jobs eventually became too much, however, but the experience allowed me to fine-tune all the skills I had learned in the Lee College Culinary Arts program. I continued on with the Cheesecake Factory for 8 months when an offer came that I couldn't turn down. And that opportunity was for Nordstrom. I remember thinking at the time, Nordstrom? The department store? Sure enough, as it turns out, Nordstrom has 12 different restaurant concepts throughout their department stores all across the country. You just got to go to the 3rd floor if you haven't been. As a company, they're a Fortune 500 company, and they're currently ranked 94th in the top 100 best companies to work for in America. They were offering a sizable raise from what I was currently making, along with a benefits package and tremendous opportunities for advancement within their system of cafes that was just too good to pass up. I actually hope to be in one of their sous chef positions within a year. Being in the food service industry has taught me that I can survive on the outside in this felony-friendly environment. I was self-sufficient within 1 month of my release, and I was able to buy a second-hand car within a year. I'm one of the lucky ones. I have a solid foundation of work experience and work ethic and parents that taught me the values of having to work hard to get ahead in life. I was blessed to be a part of the Lee College program, and I saw the opportunity it offered. What I didn't see is that I could get out and go work for one of the best companies in the country and make a great living doing it. I took advantage of my time in the system and seized every waking moment to use my time wisely to better myself. I was a sponge, trying to absorb all of the knowledge Miss L and Mr. H could give me, and I am very grateful to them for that. I remember I used to drive them both crazy every single day with some of my out-of-the-left-field ideas and questions, but I was hungry and I was thirsty for knowledge. You see, what they didn't know was I had a plan, and that plan was I'm going to be somebody someday. Under their instruction, I acquired a world of knowledge and numerous certifications that, quite frankly, no one else has had in the places that I've worked, especially when it comes to the calculating of food costs and plate presentation skills. So for all those inmates that are still on the inside, they can achieve the very same things I have and even go further, doing so much more, as long as they are willing to learn to take advantage of the resources that are available to them, and they are willing to work hard and apply themselves. But it all starts with an education. I'm just glad I got mine in culinary arts with Lee College. Thank you.